Greetings, fellow armchair Imagineers. Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And welcome to our recap podcast for the surprise Jurassic World Battle at Big Rock short film that was just released this past week by Universal Studios. It is an official canon short film in the Jurassic World saga, and it is taking the internet by storm, with many people, most people, I think, calling it better than the actual Jurassic World movies. And oh, good, we have Donovan. Nice to see you, Donovan. He said, "I love this so much." um, yeah, agree. So I guess we'll start with thesis statements on this dragon and then work our way into background and beat by beat. Our usual thing.
Yeah, sure.
All right, well, I guess I'll start because I'm the big Jurassic Park guy in the room.
That you are.
I mean, suffice to say, I would say, maybe outside of the first 15 minutes of Jurassic World, the first movie, where we get the introduction to the actual theme park, this is definitely, the best Jurassic Park stuff we've gotten since the original Jurassic Park movie, I think. I mean, this just, I think this kills it with the atmosphere, man. More than anything, it kills it with the atmosphere. And it also, like Donovan says, he says it is a short preview of what to expect in Jurassic World 3, and I got to agree with Donovan. I love the world building at play here. As a matter of fact, I would say the cliffhanger at the end of Fallen Kingdom is the main reason why I walked out of Fallen Kingdom with a positive attitude. Sure, certainly wasn't because of the overall movie itself, but at the end of Fallen Kingdom, I was like, okay, this is actually a genuinely interesting direction to go in with the franchise, kind of like a post-apocalyptic version of Jurassic Park. And I gotta say, based on Battle at Big Rock, this is definitely obviously I think a step up from anything that we saw in Fallen Kingdom, and probably a step up from anything we saw in the original Jurassic World. And I think if Jurassic World 3 is anything like this at all, then we're in good shape. And I have been one to be very critical of Colin Trevorrow as a director. I really didn't think the directing on the first Jurassic World was that great. It was it was more just kind of we're just kind of doing the beats of the first movie, nostalgia, member berries. But I gotta tell you, the directing here is just kind of top notch. I mean, maybe just because it's a short film, so it's just more razor focused. But like I said, I think the atmosphere and the tension here is just really, really well done. It's classic Jurassic Park. So Dragon, what do you think?
This short I really liked it. I did. It was yeah, but with Fallen Kingdom's a movie, you keep going back. Every time you go back to it, it gets worse. Every time you do that. So this was definitely eons better than that. And this is again pretty much the movie promised at the end of Fallen Kingdom, kind of expanded upon. And I mean, in the best of ways. Let's see what that movie looks like. And This is kind of I for one, again, bear in mind I'm not the diehard Jurassic franchise guy here, but I mean I like Jurassic World, and I feel this takes the best elements of that and just kind of what you can do with the Jurassic kind of the park franchise, and it's kind of it kind of does it in a short, and it looks very promising for the third one, to say the least. I mean, just echo the room on that one. I will echo this though. Someone had a really great it's kind of nickname for this, Jurassic RV Park. I love it.
I mean, in a way, it's kind of a sequel to the best sequence in The Lost World.
Yeah, kind of is.
At least a spiritual sequel, not a plot sequel. You know what I mean.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, what I really like about this too, this really holds up on a rewatch, because there are
it does.
I think there's some great thematic parallels. Basically, this the last statement I'll make here is that on the whole, this short feels like everything the Jurassic Park movies, especially I guess going the world onward, have been trying to do but done right. This very much feels like, okay, we're trying to basically this is going to sound like a really I don't know how you're going to feel about this comparison here. It's like in Jurassic Park, you had Alan Grant's journey. His character arc being paralleled to, of course, it's about about we're bringing new life into things here, and of course that parallels with his story in the film where it's like he's having issues with do I want to have children, do I want to bring them into the world, that sort of thing, and we're paralleling things with purpose like we kind of did back then. We're doing that here more so. So that's at least again an 8-minute glimpse of what we can do with that sort of thing. I think it's a good step forward.
All right. So obviously this was kind of like dropped on us unexpectedly. So what little background do you have on it, Dragon?
Well, funny you mention that. I kind of was expecting it because I heard like a few days before this, maybe the week before, I'm not sure. The point is, I heard about.
I think I was just so wired into my trip that was kind of like I had tunnel vision on anything else going on the week leading up to that.
It was either a few days or a week beforehand, like the Monday beforehand, because I think this dropped on like a Monday, if I'm right.
Something like that. Yeah, that sounds right.
Regardless, the thing was they announced that this was going to be on FX. I remember that the word was going around. I remember they even talked about it on Fat Man Beyond. That was like the reminder of, oh yeah, I did hear about that. And then of course, like, oh yeah, so they are doing that. So it must have been like at least a week, I guess. Point being, so they announced this was going to premiere on FX, and I guess by proxy, kind of ended up on YouTube. They're on a Jurassic World channel that they had. Yes. So just kind of lucky for everyone, I guess. Regardless, so basically this set up that they're gonna do this. Some people speculate they're doing this because the third Jurassic World movie won't be out till 2021, so they're trying to satiate people a little bit in the interim. Maybe they're a little bit worried about the turnout. I don't know. So basically, this sets up the new status quo going in the Jurassic World 3. It's a year later. For some reason, some people have kind of argued, well, if we had the status quo for a while, why would they go out into the woods like that? But I mean, to be fair, it's like a bear attack. It's not necessarily going to happen every time you go.
Yeah.
Importantly, it's the return of Trevorrow since Jurassic World. So that's kind of the other thing in terms of background. That's about it.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, let's just dive right into it. Do you want to start with some of the status quo stuff, Dragon?
Yes. So that's how things start here. We basically hear the radio going on here, and we hear like all these reports of dinosaur disasters, as it were, and these sightings, and especially, and this is really fun on the rewatch, Tiki. If you listen, they mention Triceratops with a baby. Essentially, they mention this. They spotted some Triceratops that had a baby, and they're also again it's kind of we're flirting some big ideas there. The idea that okay, these dinosaurs are out in the world, and also they're breeding.
I also love the how the Universal logo turns into the Jurassic Park logo on the globe. That was a nice touch.
That is really. I hope they adopt that for the movie. That is really good.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's the thing. I like that already. On the opening there, we're kind of speculating about like, oh god, there are dinosaurs in the world, and they're like the first known birth that we've seen is with the Triceratops. So again, right off the bat, we have the family connection there, and again, we're kind of paralleling.
It's a family picture.
We're setting up the direct parallel. It's going to unfold before our eyes.
Mm-hmm. The first shot is a burnt chicken, which we'll come back to.
So we reveal the family camping at an RV park. Let's see. So we have this charred chicken on this. It's all charred on the outside, juicy on the inside. Basically, a father's trying to say, "I didn't screw up."
You know what? I gotta say, I do kind of like my chicken like that. I like my chicken with a little bit of burn to it.
I like it Chicago style.
I like to imagine that's how Bruce Willis cooks his chicken. Hey, Kevin, come over here. Have some Bruce Willis chicken.
Did you hear they patched things up?
No, I didn't.
And you missed so much. Well, let me put it this way. That's
good, though. I'm glad to hear.
Okay, well, let me put it. There's kind of a PS where basically there's kind of like I don't know. I shouldn't say patch things, though I should say it's because we rarely talk about Bruce Willis. I should mention that. So Kevin Smith got a call a text out of the blue from BW, which he confirmed was Bruce Willis, and he asked for like a meetup. And we haven't heard what else happened after that. So they might be working on a project together. But this is like after he mended things with Affleck, so he probably got wind of that, and he wanted oh man, publicly I never patched things up with Kevin Smith. Maybe I should do that. So it's unclear, but it sounds like they may be working into a decent place. Who knows? Maybe it'll be in Jay and Silent Bob reboot. Who knows?
Oh man, that would be crazy if they managed.
It's probably a little too late for. I think it's too late for that sort of thing, but I don't know.
Possibly Clerks 3.
Yes, that might be.
You know what would be great?
What?
I'm just fan casting right here. What if in Clerks 3 he played like a really happy-go-lucky boss?
Oh God.
Like one of those like overly enthusiastic managers.
Basically, like Friends Bruce Willis.
Right, right.
When he was the happy-go-lucky. It's been so long. I forgot what Bruce Willis is like. Was he dating Rachel? Was he
Yes,
Emily's
he was dating
father?
Rachel. Yes.
Was he Emily? No, he wasn't Emily's father, was he? No,
No, he
no.
was dating Rachel.
It's just weird that he was dating Rachel. Anyway, okay, moving on. Okay, point being, getting back on point here. Chicken aside.
God.
So we're exchanging pleasantries with our neighboring, kind of our RV neighbor Greg. Greg.
Greg. It's Mr. Greg.
Yeah. Anyway, so basically, we're exchanging some pleasantries, like, "Hey, Greg, how's it going?" Et cetera, et cetera, and we establish.
I like the atmosphere, like the whole like meteor shower tonight. Yeah, that's something to see. What I like about that Dragon is that it sets the stage that like we've gone back to a more simple time. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Where it's like we probably don't have like regular TV anymore. Like, all right, like we kind of have to keep ourselves occupied like in the old days. So something like a meteor shower actually would be something to see. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, real
I don't
quick.
know. I don't know. There's just something about that line that I found kind of immersive. Go ahead.
No, it is, and also I like that it kind of sets up the whole. You're about to see a spectacle in this thing.
Yeah, yeah, exactly,
But
yeah.
also, we should take a moment here. We have a new subscriber. We should acknowledge with a really great name, by the way. We have Love You 3000.
Oh yes, yes, yes. I've seen this guy floating around. Yeah, yeah. Great to see you with us. Love you 3000. Great name indeed.
Yeah, I can get behind that sort of name. I don't know why. Anyway, okay. Anyway, getting
Well,
back on.
Dragon, might I just say that like I kind of had a moment in Disneyland where like we actually got that subscriber, and I was like, my God, we're up to like 754. Like that, I just felt very proud of myself, man. Like we don't have a huge subscriber base, but we literally have hundreds of people who have clicked subscribe to us, and I think that's not nothing.
I just don't want it to go down to zero. That's all I care about.
I like, forget about 3,000. I just want to hit 1,000. That's my goal.
Yep.
Right. Anyways, I'm sorry. Getting some of
Yes.
the with Donovan, he says probably the best visual effects for any short film I've ever seen. Dragon, can you attest to that?
It's got really good effects. I can say that much, and they're really they're kind of playing with the old effects trick. If you set things at night, and of course you can cover up
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
any kind of inconsistency. It's kind of like the original Jurassic Park. Of course, T Rex. It's raining and it's at night, just in case. I know, yes, it's practical. What I'm saying is though, even with that, it just kind of makes it seem even more realistic. It's like always obscuring, like erasing the fine little like, oh, it's a movie, or oh, it's an effect. All those little. I think a little bit you can cover up helps. It goes a long way. But also the staging, I think, helps a great deal. Which again, we're jumping a little ahead of things here. We're getting right into that. So, talking about the family. So we set up the mixed. I like that. I love what we're doing with the family here. I love that we
This
established
is
kind of
really interesting, and I only caught it on the rewatch. The fact that correct me if I'm wrong, Dragon. I don't think they make it implicitly clear, but from what I got out of it is that all these people found each other in the year since the events happened.
essentially. Well, I don't know. Well, no, two. Well, they say 2 years, so I don't
They say
know.
2 years, yeah.
So
Um,
I don't know if that you might be right about that. I'm not sure. Like the
like
semantic
I
way of
get
like
the
they.
feeling that at least one of the kids or something. Like I said, they don't make it explicitly clear, which I like. But I get the feeling that at least one of the kids, or like I don't think that this is a completely biological family.
No, it isn't. I know what the relations are, Tiki. So the relations, at least as far as I can see, again, bear in mind, a
Okay.
little bit of guesstimating here, but I'd like to imagine on a
I
little
think it's
headcanon.
can I guess? I think it's probably the mother and her son, and then the father and his daughter.
And then the husband and the wife, they had a kid, which is the 2 year old, which is
Right,
the
right,
baby,
right.
and that's what I yeah, exactly, that's what I would kind of piece it
Yeah.
together to be. Which again, what I'm saying is I love the mixed family dynamic of that they're getting basically what we're saying here. The parallel I'm drawing here is that it's the message going into Jurassic World 3 is that we're kind of mixing things that initially may not get along at first, but again they could cohabitate or it could lead to disaster.
Basically, Dragon, this is the kind of stuff that The Walking Dead was good at back when that show wasn't a train wreck. All right. Anyways.
No, but seriously, I mean, isn't that really? It's really neat though that we do have this sort of like again, like we're drawing direct parallels that aren't just like, hey, kids having a divorce,
Oh
and that
yeah, for
relates to
sure, for
nothing,
sure.
or hey, Claire, she's not good with kids, but we might do something with
Right.
that in a sequel that we don't know we're gonna get at that time.
Right, right.
Like, there's
Yeah.
no way they knew that girl was going to be in the sequel. All right, I'm calling BS on anyone who's saying, well, yeah, they knew they were going to get a sequel. That may be true. They know they're going to make that clone girl in the sequel.
All right, let's not dwell on that, Dragon.
Anyway,
We're here to celebrate the good parts of the Jurassic World franchise.
we are. Okay, the point being, we have like a really nice scent. I really like this family too, but I think the family's really nice, really nicely written here. Which is like family is a gift to look out for each other, and again,
Yeah.
they seem like really nice folks. I like these guys.
Hey, Greg, don't let my daughter use your crossbow, man.
Yeah, they have this. They talk about like the. I think what they were talking about is let's play best of the day. I think it's sort of like a way of jazzing up like I'm thankful for like a prayer of the day sort of thing at dinner, where it's like, hey, what did you do today, sort of thing. Like what was your best part of the day? I think it's kind of a little happy go lucky, and then we get to the crossbow thing. Anyway, so then as he's calling to Greg, Greg isn't there. Now, presumably Greg's all right, because I think we see Greg at the end of this thing. I think Greg's all right. He's just kind of he's all hunkered down. Point is, it's like a ghost town outside. Everyone seems to be gone.
Also, Dragon, I love you 3000. I just want to point that out. He makes a good point. I love you 3000. I'm just assuming you're male because you have the Tony Stark avatar. But if you are indeed female, just let me know and I'll fix my pronouns.
We'll get it right.
But he says, I'm glad that Disney let Universal put this short on their station, and yeah, that is a good point that I didn't think about, Dragon.
Yeah. Huh. Oh yeah, you're right.
It is kind of like some competing studio cross pollination there.
You know what? It's so I didn't think about that. Yeah, FX would technically be. It's yeah.
All right. Anyways,
it's all relative, of course. Jurassic Park being kind of a takeoff of a Disney park in the very beginning.
right. You know, back when Disneyland opened in 1956.
Yeah, what's next? Maybe we're gonna get that. Maybe we're gonna get that John Hammond ride after all.
Oh God, you mean the Carousel Theater thing?
Yes.
Oh God! Oh, you have no. Oh, I want it so bad.
I want it too. Bad. Yes, I do. Anyway, getting back on point here. The point being, we're looking around, and what do we find, Tiki?
We find a Triceratops.
You know, we'll call them Triceratops just to be simple here. They do have a kind of a specific name. Apparently, I looked into this. Like they're Unasutu ceratops.
Well, fuck that. They're Triceratops.
That's the thing. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, I think the kid calls it Triceratops. It is a Triceratops.
She does. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So
at least she doesn't call the other dinosaur a T-Rex.
Yeah, exactly. So we got enough of it figured out.
Yeah.
Point is, we revealed Triceratops. So basically, I love, and this is one time. This is the genius. This makes me excited for 3. Here, we're doing Triceratops like a bear encounter, which I got to tell you again, just by sheer coincidence, we mentioned this a little bit on the other thing we did, but again, like listen to that Joe Rogan podcast, and Joe Rogan, so he's like a man's man, you know. He's very much like he's an outdoors guy. He's a guy who literally hunts bears.
Oh God, right.
That's the thing. So Joe Rogan, this guy lives and breathes the Revenant essentially. So the point being, Joe Rogan, he knows his stuff.
Ironically enough, Joe Rogan is kind of the guy that kicked off the Area 51 thing as well.
Really?
Oh yeah.
I believe it. I believe it.
He interviewed someone who like leaked a bunch of info of Area 51. Yeah, Dragon. It leaked from his podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. So you heard about that Area 51 stuff while you're on the trip, eh?
It was a bust. Yeah.
Okay.
Adam the Woo was there apparently.
Anyway, well, the point being, I mentioned this because basically all this talk of bear attacks, it's like, hey, we're doing Triceratops. After that, it's like, hey, man, this Triceratops thing's going on like a bear attack. It's checking the camp for food, and again, I love that. I love the logic that kids love dinosaurs. They do, and they of course they're gonna have knowledge about all the migration patterns and the fact that it's an herbivore. I love that the kids are more knowledgeable than the parents in the situation. I love that.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Kids have always been resourceful in the Jurassic movies, for better or worse.
That is true. Again, at least the kids are
resourceful. Lex the Hacker, awesome. Kid who I can't remember the name of, the gymnast, not so awesome.
Not Sarah, but not Sarah.
No, it's not Sarah.
Yeah, I
No.
know that. I'm saying like I know you're talking about the gymnastics girl.
Say it's
Ian
like
Malcolm's
Kaylee or something.
maybe. Well, no, Kaylee's. Well, what I'm thinking of a different Kaylee, but you know what I mean. It's Ian. It's Ian
I think
Malcolm's
it's
step.
Kayla. I think it's Kayla.
Maybe Ian Malcolm's. If anyone knows,
Something
put
like
in
that.
if anyone knows what it is, put in the comments. I don't know. Regardless,
Sarah.
that's anyway. So Ian Malcolm's stepdaughter was it his stepdaughter? Or was it his daughter in a divorce? Well, okay.
I honestly think it was his biological daughter.
That makes sense. I just didn't know. Okay, regardless. Point being, we actually have useful kids in the movie. That's the operative point we're trying to make here. And kids not just like hacking that doesn't hold up. Cool hacking nonetheless, but hacking.
Okay, that hacking that doesn't hold up is like at least like it's at least more entertaining than this and more logical. It makes more logical sense than the dumb like I'm gonna flip around a bunch of bars and kick a raptor in the face and trick him with "Hey you."
God. Anyway. So let's see. Anyway, so reveal Triceratops, and she's saying, "Oh, it's so cute," because they see a baby Triceratops. It's like, my favorite detail of the baby. This is my favorite effect of the whole thing. I love the baby. I love the animation. I guess I love the baby, and I heard that according to our comments here, I heard that we use an animatronic in at least one of these scenes. These characters. But I love that the baby Triceratops is playing with this little light, is rolling it around the camp. And I love that little detail. I don't know why. It's my favorite little detail in the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so let's see. Someone's like, oh, it's a cute little baby Triceratops, and the shadows and the lighting really hold up with effects like that. Then enter the Allosaurus.
Oh, man. This is awesome.
It ain't no aloe vera, kids. Allosaurus enters, and the Allosaurus.
I believe an Allosaurus is like. Correct me if I'm wrong, Dragon, but isn't this technically the species of dinosaur that fucking Aladar was supposed to be in the Disney dinosaur movie?
I think you're right, but I don't know.
Like it's a much different design, but anyways.
Oh, since you brought up Disney, I just want to mention Love You 3000. I guess Disney wants to play nice at Universal so they can use She-Hulk and Namor. Excellent theory. Yeah, I like that idea. I do.
For sure.
All right, let's see. Okay, point being, the Allosaurus enters. Now the battle commences between the two different kind of species of dinosaur here. And again, a little bit of message here of like, we can't.
Of course, just... I would like to think that this is a tribute to Fantasia with the T-Rex and the Triceratops.
Quite possibly. Wait, what's that So did you say Fantasia?
Yeah.
Right, I just want to make sure I heard you right. Wasn't that? I'm sorry, it's been.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It was a Stegosaurus.
That's what I thought. Right. That's why I was.
Yeah, my bad.
Okay, so anyway, I just want to make sure it wasn't crazy.
It's still kind of like reminiscent of that though, with like the herbivore versus the carnivore, and the herbivore has like the more defensive attacks.
Certainly, yeah. Anyway, so let's see. So then, really brutally, the Allosaurus attacks the baby. Man, I was like, "Oh God, no!"
Right.
The baby and scaring the kids, and I love this thing. I love just how the parents are so helpless in the situation here, but they're just trying to be comforting within the helplessness. So, hey, kids, it's just nature taking its course. This is just nature sometimes.
Uh-huh.
They have like a front row seat and helpless. It reminds me of that bit from Blackfish. Remember in Blackfish where it's like, don't buy a ticket to the show.
Yeah.
The bullfight if you can't take the show.
Thankfully, SeaWorld has managed to like reform their image since Blackfish, and now they're actually like on the rise in the theme park industry. They're coming up with some really good stuff. But yeah. Also, in this scene, I want to get to Donovan's comment because I really agree with him. I absolutely was sold on the kid with the curly hair. I genuinely thought he was an abject terror. Completely agree, Donovan. Completely agree. That kid like probably was the best actor in this whole thing.
All right. Okay, let's see. So the battle's commencing. Here's attacking the baby, and then of course the parents come in for the. The parents. I love
kids, this is okay, kids. This is nature. This happens sometimes.
I love the minor bits of terror here. I love when the door opens and you see the father's response.
Oh yeah, that's a great touch. That's
one of my favorite little touches as well. Because I love the lighting effect. I also love Dennis here. Dennis is the father's name. I love he's like closing the door, and it's just I just love that moment of sheer terror where you don't know what's happening. Again, like just that helplessness we have with these guys, front row seat to all of this, and again, seeming like okay, there's going to be we're going to be watching this battle, guys. If you've never seen Jurassic Park, they're not just going to be watching the battle. That's
right.
So anyway, the parents of the Triceratops come in for the save. Basically, they kind of part ways. Everything seems all peaceful. Everything seems fine. And of course, the kids. By the way, like the parents are telling the mother, Mariana, I think her name is. Like she's telling the kids, like basically the lies you tell a loved one for security. It's like we're gonna be fine. We're fine right now. We're.
Oh God.
So they're reassuring the kids, and just as things are peaceful and the dinosaurs are parted ways, like okay, short over, right? We still got 4 minutes left. The baby cries, and the minute this happens, I just love the daunting moment. Like, oh god, the baby's crying.
Just turns its head immediately.
Yep, and it's very bad. And they're trying to quiet the kid, and then the Allosaurus it draws near, and oh god, there's this mounting tension in the room as the RV.
I would say it might be the single most suspenseful scene in any Jurassic Park film since the original T-Rex encounter. It's that good.
It is really good. So basically, the RV is turned over, and then we have this great money shot here, where as they all wake up, they all they get the lights knocked out of them. They're all just kind of coming to in the aftermath, and the baby is strapped into like the high chair or something, strapped in the high chair during dinner. So the point is, the kid hasn't moved. The RV is turned over. We have this great shot, very reminiscent of an original Jurassic Park shot. Basically, that Allosaurus is eyeing his next meal.
Mm-hmm.
In that kid who's just crying, he's completely helpless. It's like they had a little window in back, and you have the kid. The kid is not happy, and it basically it's a race for the parents to unbuckle the baby and run and get out of there. It's a great sequence.
Oh yeah. By the way, Drake, I've been meaning to ask. I'm assuming this is all CGI. Do you know if they used any animatronics?
Let's see. I think Donovan had some thoughts on this. I just want to. I personally don't. All I know is some shots with the Allosaurus did look really good, and they might have looked really good, possibly because they used an animatronic or something in certain shots, but I don't know for sure. I'm just looking here. Oh yeah, the main dino attacking them. So basically, the Allosaurus, according to Donovan, is an animatronic. I buy it.
Okay. Yeah, I buy it too.
I imagine. I don't know if it's maybe for obviously the exterior shots are CG. Pretty safe to assume. But I would imagine anytime that the RV is being destroyed, in a perfect world, I like to assume all of that is real. All of that until like the big savior moment is all animatronic. That's what I
can totally buy it. Like I'm looking at the shots right now. Yeah, they definitely look like animatronic for sure. Like the teeth and everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's really great. And like I said, man, the kid with the curly hair is just totally freaking out and just selling it.
So again, with the mounting tension, basically the kids are trying to get out, and basically only the girl gets out. So basically the curly hair kid.
That's an important detail that I caught on the rewatch.
I love that. Again, this is where the curly kid's really earning his acting chops here. It's like, okay, I just love the hesitation. Like I was supposed to go out too, and he's being held back.
Yeah.
It's too late now. We're stuck in this, and he says as the dino's just kind of tearing through the place. And this RVO, I love the practical destruction. It looks so great. I love it's just how confined the space is. We don't have like a big set piece of like we're not dangling over a cliff where it's like, oh man, that glass is going to.
That's what I'm saying. When I heard that it was Battle for Big Rock in my head before I watched it, I was picturing like a battle over the side of a cliff or something. But you're right. The fact that it's just a campground kind of sells the realism of it.
Yeah, it's just I love just seeing like this RV just getting completely like it turns into a completely different shape by the end of this thing. It's great.
So
let's see. So again, there's all this great practical destruction. The girl escapes. And we have some of my favorite bits here. Basically, we kind of have captured in our root image here. So I love the mother with the fire extinguisher. You know what I mean? I love good.
Yes.
I don't know why I'm a sucker for good fire extinguisher action. I just am.
Right.
And then basically her spraying the dinosaur this is the big practical shot I'm talking about here. The dinosaur moves. It's just like its head when it's moving left and right, like tears like the walls of the RV off. Like I would love to think that's practical. But that's an animatronic dinosaur. Anyway, so So let's and basically with the money shot here, this to me is the best shot in the whole thing, which is one of the reasons we went this for the root, by the way, because I think this is like this blends nature and man. This is what the whole premise of Jurassic World 3 is going to be, and what this whole thing is as a whole is, where again we're blending nature, which again is even retrofitted with dinosaurs, and man going up against dinosaurs, like kind of
Yes,
it's like
man.
it's like cavemen in the modern day almost. Like, oh god, we're going up against dinosaurs. These two things do not mix, but it and it also parallels the Allosaurus going up against the family of Triceratops. Now it's going up against a family of a different caliber.
Yeah.
They're goners, man. They're lunch meat. What happens? What possibly happens now?
Crossbow.
Yeah, it's Huntress. No, it's not Huntress. It's Huntress and Trey.
It's Daryl Dixon from The Walking Dead. No.
It's John Diggle with a bum hand. Sorry.
Okay. No, it's actually the 8-year-old daughter coming in for the save.
Yes. And this is great. I love so basically she shoots. Some people said, how could you shoot so many at the same time? Do you really care?
Okay, first of all, they do mention that it's a double crossbow, so, you know,
yeah,
she can at least shoot 2 at the same time.
Yeah, you're right. Huh. Take that, skeptics. Anyway. Point being, she shoots the crossbow, the dinosaur is warded off, and we have this really great bit where they go to, they call the kid over, and it's just this great moment of pride and, like, thankfulness, and just the family then cowering together after in the aftermath and the shock of it all, and we have the music come in and play. The music's really good, too, by the way. Yes. And Love You 3000. Please do a recap of your look.
Oh, that's yeah.
I'm willing to, but my associate, I can't.
You know what we might do? We might do like a Serenity thing where you just tell me how batshit crazy it gets.
Yeah, that might be what we're gonna have to do. Basically,
I would honestly be down for that.
After last season Arrow, we might do that. All right, after this kind of
where Dragon basically like walks me through the whole like how fucking crazy the whole show gets, like as as someone who's never seen an episode of Arrow. The only familiarity with Arrow I have is like a couple of the Flash crossovers from season 1. That's it.
Yep, it's basically 2 episodes, 2 appearances of Stephen Amell, pretty much. All right. Okay, so getting back on point, then we have probably as great as all that.
Wait, hold on. I want to address really quick one of the greatest pieces of suspense I think they did in this whole thing, and I don't even know if you notice it, Dragon. But as the camera pulls back from the family who's praising the daughter, we get this great pullback from the campground that's completely destroyed. And Dragon, I don't know if you noticed this, but there's like a couple seconds where the camera just lingers before we cut to black. And I swear to God, it's kind of like a setup for a jump scare that doesn't happen.
Huh.
Did you notice that at all?
I didn't pick up on a jump scare looming, but I can kind of see it.
I mean, I really like the way that they just kind of like they end it like after a couple seconds of like looming tension.
But I mean, looking at it this way though,
to me it kind of like represents like danger is still out there. You know what I mean? Like this is an untamed world, and like nothing is ever safe. You're always going to be looking over the back of your shoulder.
Well, I got as much out of it that you're supposed to feel uneasy at the end, but I guess that's the broader thing. I didn't expect something like to pop out as the lack of pop out. They're like, oh god, we're just kind of living in this world now, sort of.
That's what I'm saying. Like the lack of a jump scare is kind of like more scary than a jump scare kind of concluding things. You know what I mean?
Now, folks, as great as all that is, and all that was wonderful, and that's a really good ending to have on that. But of course, it gets even better with the other best part of the whole thing.
This was great, man. This was awesome.
Again, the credits. Oh boy, the credits were. This is ingenious. Here we see footage of other encounters with dinosaurs. Here we have like all these great kind of like found footage encounters. We see this poor little girl being chased by the compies from the beginning of from the beginning of Lost World.
My question is, who the hell is filming this instead of just like instantly jumping in there to help her?
People can be terrible. Of course, they're just going to watch for the like. It's either one of two things. It's either one, Okay, one, it's like a mother shrugging off. It's, oh look, it's America's Funniest Home
Oh
Videos.
God!
It's like one of those things. Feel like one of those, like, yeah, for the kids' pain and suffering, we'll get like a cash thing there.
Right, right.
Or it's just like a careless bystander, just like a cold-hearted bystander. It's like, yeah, we're
That's the
documenting this
more
man.
dark way to look at it, and that's kind of disturbing if that's the case.
Yep.
All
Anyway,
right.
so regardless, even that parents can be like, ah, she'll be fine. She's crying her little eyes out. It's like a dog chasing her. She'll be fine.
And then my favorite one was the Triceratops on the or not the Stegosaurus on
Yes.
the freeway.
Yeah, this. Oh my god, this one was the most riveting to me. They have just like the
Yeah.
driving. They have the dash cam footage. I like that things like a cop car or something because what else would you have dash
Uh,
cam? But you know, some people might have GoPros. It doesn't matter. Point being, car is driving under the Stegosaurus tail and just like goes. There's like no rail. I forgot that on the rewatch. Oh my god, there's like no railing or anything. I forgot that we see him go all the way down. I thought he stopped.
yeah,
Like, oh
yeah.
god, he goes off that thing. It's like, what if Kim Wexler didn't have the Rock, man? That's what's happening. It's like she's just going off and just like tumbling down the thing and shooting
It's
all the way down.
terrifying,
It
man.
is. It's so terrifying. And we have, I believe one of Donovan's favorite things in the whole thing. We have the shark kind of jumping up in an epic pose already. Just to get that on film is something. And then it gets even better where we have can you pronounce this thing? Because the Mosasaurus.
I believe it's the Molarosaurus or the Molosaurus, I think.
Yes, the Mosasaurus. Mosasaurus. I think it's Mosasaurus. I think.
Yeah.
Anywho, point being, we see the Mosasaurus like jump up, and basically it's like predator catching predator. Wow. And then we have again the casual sense, like you can't even get married without Jurassic interference. Where we have Jurassic wedding, where it's like the releasing wedding doves, and the doves are taken by essentially pterodactyls of some variety.
Mm-hmm.
That's the world we live in.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, and the crash is real footage, by the way. That's really cool.
Edited with a fake dino. That's actually kind of disturbing and a little fucked up, to tell you the truth.
I did not know. That's amazing.
That's like, honestly, ethically, I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I'd like to think they did the same thing with the shark thing, but I know that's too perfect. They had to see that shark. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that many energetic sharks. I don't know. T, do you in your experience? Let me ask you this: do you ever know any sharks really jumped out in the water like that in like an epic pose?
No, I honestly I thought that the thing that jumped up was a killer whale, not a shark.
Shark. Tiki, I swear, initially I thought it was a killer whale too, because the sharks don't really jump that much. But on the rewatch, I mean that's a really shark-looking whale if it's a whale. I'll tell you that much.
All right.
Regardless, point being, a giant things. I think it'd be more impressive as a whale, but I'm saying, I guess scale wise, we saw like they can make a meal out of a shark. I don't know. Maybe it's like a Jaws sized shark, if anything. Point being, that's all she wrote.
All right. Final thoughts, Dragon.
Final thoughts. It's better than Fallen Kingdom, and it gets me excited for Jurassic World 3. It's again smarter with the parallels.
It's better than like 99% of the first movie as well. The first Jurassic World, I mean.
I'd say 99%.
Yeah, I would say 99%.
Come on, that's a little, like 70. Like, look.
No, honestly, Dragon, the only part in Jurassic World that I might like a little bit more is like the scene in the visitor center and the scene like where we're just going through the park at the beginning, but that's like maybe 5 minutes of the whole movie.
Hey, got some confirmation here. A little shark fact. Apparently sharks can jump like that, according to some documentaries.
Nice.
Cool. Anywho, regardless, well, I'd go more half and half on Jurassic World if I were like being that. But again, I guess you have more stake.
Oh no, this is way better than most stuff in Jurassic World, Dragon. I'm confident in saying that.
Well, I mean, this was great. Though. I'll give you that. I guess I'm saying we said 99% of things. Like the movie was 90. That guy. Never mind. Forget what I was saying there. What I'm getting at though is that I think we're smart with the parallels here, and I think overall this short is really designed to do is to make you forget about the dumb cause of Jurassic World 3, where it's like they're alive, like me. Someone should throw this little girl in jail for all the trouble that she's caused. I mean, like all the seriously, like look at the property damage, all the danger. She nearly killed these people.
I mean, she basically started the post-apocalypse in this universe.
I mean, reportedly, and I don't know if this is going to change or not. Reportedly, they're going to continue with the next movie with the little girl, with Chris Pratt and with Owen and Claire, with this little girl again. It was okay ending, but again, when you really think of the ethical things and the rewatch, like, oh my god, this is such a horrible. Basically, this girl's a fugitive on the lam with these two. That's basically what the deal is right now. Look at all the terrible stuff that she's done here, releasing these things. Oh, Jurassic World Z. Ha. Sorry, I was reading comments for my own amusement. Tiki, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of comments, the I Love You 3000 also makes a good point that they hope that it gets awards. And I gotta tell you, Dragon, this is my rooting interest for if there is like an outside shot that this could be nominated for Best Short Film at the Academy Awards, I would be like rooting for it hardcore.
They could always jazz that category up. I don't see why we couldn't at least nominate this.
I really, really want this to get a nomination. Like for once, like best live action short film. No disrespect to live action short films, but it's usually the category at the Academy Awards. Besides maybe like foreign language film that I have the least amount of rooting interest in.
Yeah, sad to say, but yeah.
But I gotta tell you, with this year, when they announce the nominations, I'm gonna be crossing my fingers that this is on the ballot.
Yep.
So yeah, that's about all my final thoughts, man. I mean, I think this is award worthy. As a Jurassic Park fan, I think this is probably the best Jurassic Park scene of anything we've gotten since the first Jurassic Park movie. And I think it sets the stage for a pretty great Jurassic World 3, hopefully.
Hopefully.
All right. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone. And in the immortal words of Ian Malcolm, welcome to Jurassic World.